In today's video, we're going to discuss why I dumped Cornerstone Funds, CRF and CLM. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll share with you how I'm making back that lost income and the lost performance that we'll see from dumping some of those shares. Okay, we earn over $150,000 per year in dividends at this channel, and you can too. Email me for my e-guides at aikentodd48@gmail.com if you need help living the FIRE lifestyle, financially independent, retire early. As you know, I just got back from Europe with a family. I'm 37. I get that question a lot. And so I'm living retired off of my dividends and off of using some margin, which as you can see here, we have about $1 million of purchasing power. And I just use a fraction of that margin to get ahead and to live financially free. Okay, over a 3-year period, you can see here on a 3-year chart, we're up 45%. We were up more than that, but again, as time goes by, these results get skewed. So I was up 75% if you really go back a little past 3 years, and it shows that we're beating all of the indexes. Okay, so did I make it through the 2022 bear market? Yes. All right, does margin work in a down market? Yes, I just made a video on that. You can see that last video if you're interested. Okay, so on a year-to-date basis, it shows that we're up 19%. And we're beating the indexes there as well. So I'm beating the S&P, and I was beating the NASDAQ. We were up 50% for the year a few months ago, but the market pulled back. The S&P pulled back about 10%, and Cornerstone had a tough October. So did many other closed-end funds and value funds. It wasn't just Cornerstone related. All right, so you can get ahead using margin, and I just use the dividends in my account to pay back that margin. As you know, my margin debt now is around $145,000. So if we earn $150,000 in dividends, then my margin debt will be gone by the end of the year. So people ask, are you going to crash in a market correction? You know, is your account going to crash? I remember when I was in Europe, everyone was messaging me in my comments, hey, is your account blown up yet? Are you working at McDonald's yet? And the answer was no. I was doing just fine. Then I had over $160,000 of withdrawal then. And now my available withdrawal is back up to $210,000. Okay, it would be around $230,000, but I've gone into some triple leveraged indexes to get more of that capital gains performance that I was alluding to at the beginning of the video. I want both dividends and capital gains. I want best of both worlds. Many YouTube channels, I noticed that they get a lot of dividends, but they don't get a lot of capital gains on a given day. The other day, we were up $10,000. Did I make a video on that earlier this week when I was up 10? People say, oh, you love to make videos when your account's up. No, not necessarily. I like to make videos when I'm compelled to make a video. I've also been really tired from my trip. You know, I'm jet lagged, and I'm just now recovering. And also, the 20,000 that I bought back in these triple leveraged ETFs, they are very important. I'm going to make another video on those soon. They're very important and integral to my investing process, okay? But you have to watch a couple of things when you're in those triple leverage ETFs, which I'll show you again towards the end of the video. So yeah, I dumped $175,000 worth of Cornerstone. So we're back to about $215,000. But this was just a prudent move, okay? Cornerstone was up huge in the month of October. We made back $100,000 in the account. So it's only prudent. You know, you see this move back here on the chart. If you need help understanding the charts that I'm about to go into using moving averages and stuff, that's in my Volume 2 e-guide, okay? My Volume 4 e-guide is how to play Cornerstone properly, all right? Because you have to time this fund around its rights offerings, okay? And also you have to ask for the special drip. Now you can just toggle it out here, but you want to make sure to call and ensure that your special drip is on for Cornerstone. Cornerstone is the only fund that I know of that is a 5-star fund, as you can see here on Morningstar. It beats the indexes, as you see there. You have to factor back in dividends and drips. And it drips its 21% dividend down at the NAV, okay? So that's very special. You see some funds have discount drips, but not dripping down all the way at the NAV. And this follows the indexes, so this is how I'm beating the indexes, all right? And then all the margin I use, of course, I beat the index even more. But then the dividends pay back the margin, so the risk goes away and my performance stays strong. That's how I do it. If you need help understanding Cornerstone, again, that's in my Volume 4 e-guide. And these moving averages, look, I mean, we've popped up above the 20 and the 9. There's not much to glean here. We've just had a monster run, a V bottom from the lows. We're not even overbought yet, and we have more room to go higher before we see the resistance of 8. So why did I dump 175,000 worth of the C's? Again, because, well, first of all, I was buying, and I bought all the way down into this downturn in October. I bought 100 grand worth, and I was there reporting everything on Discord. When you buy all of my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life, which is the Discord chat room where I alert you of the Cornerstone rights offering announcement. That's why we started Discord in the first place, okay? Cornerstone is my favorite investment, as you know. Here's my daily portfolio recap. Here's the forum, Cornerstone discussion. And this is where I was alerting you of all my trades on Discord during the month of October, okay? Again, we have over 500 members in the Discord chat room who are pretty savvy, trying to live the FIRE lifestyle as well, if they aren't already. But I was in Valence, France, losing money every day and staying with you guys. I was covering my shorts at the bottom for Cornerstone. I was buying more Cornerstone into the chaos. And so what I did was I bought a ton of Cornerstone. And then when we had the strength recently, I dumped 175K. So I'm going to get about 75K back in wash sale losses. So I'm still, playing the wash sale game properly there. I'm going to get some of those losses back in taxes. And I was just being prudent because the account came back so hard. You saw the V bottom in Cornerstone. So how am I going to replace that lost income? Well, first of all, I'm letting my drips do that. So as I alluded to before with you guys, you get the 21% dividend in Cornerstone, and it drips it down at the NAV. So these $6 prices, we get instant gains per month. So you get, before we had about a 30% premium before October when we were at 50% for the year. So I was getting, an extra 1,000 or two in gains every month just from the dividend being reinvested, the 21% dividend, and I'm getting the 21% dividend, and I'm getting days gains potential. Cornerstone can move up for me sometimes 20 grand in a day, 30 grand in a day. You can also lose in Cornerstone in a given day. It does track the indexes. The NAV is linked to the indexes, but closed-end funds have a mind of their own and can trade like stocks sometimes. And those are just when they become great buying opportunities, when they fluctuate like a stock and they get closer to their NAV prices. That's when you buy hand over fist. So that's what I was doing in Discord. I was showing all the buys I made for Cornerstone, and now that we've had the huge run back up, I've sold some just to manage risk and to lower my margin. Okay, my margin is now laughable at 145 grand. Again, in 1 year, this is paid back from the dividends that we earn. And this debt, I don't mind holding it. It's low interest debt. It's around 6% interest. I've helped many clients negotiate their rates down as well, their margin rates. If you ever need help with that, you can call me. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life, and you get my phone number for life. So you can call me anytime, and I walk you through whatever you need me to help you with. Maintenance requirements, how to toggle your drip, how to get the most performance out of your portfolio using maintenance, because that's the other big thing that I do here. That's in my volume 3 e-guide, maintenance. Okay, so I use this margin, use about $1 million. I have $1 million of purchasing power, but I only use a fraction of that. And the key is to keep my available withdrawal high. So when I sold Cornerstone, the 75,000, basically net 75, because I bought 100 and I sold 175,000. So the 75,000 that I sold only brought back, look, do the math on that, about 20K of available withdrawal, because Cornerstone is 30% maintenance, which is great. If you go to a trading tab of CLM, you'll see that the maintenance here is 30%, okay? So 30%, that's how I stay financially free. If I put 100 grand in Cornerstone, it only takes up 30,000 of my available withdrawal. All right, so, but when you look at some of these other funds, like the triples that I bought to get more performance on the way back up, okay, like a TQQ, for example, it is 75% maintenance. So we go to snapshot, you go to view margin maintenance requirement, 75%. So this is a problem. This means that when I put 100,000 into TQQQ, not only am I risking a lot because it's triple leverage, and that's why the maintenance is higher, but it takes up 75,000 of my equity. So this is how I'm optimizing my portfolio to not only beat the indexes, but to keep my available withdrawal high. Now, even if you're not using margin like me, and you just want to live financially free out of your brokerage account like me, but without using margin, well, when you buy a bunch of high maintenance names, your available draw drops to where you're not in risk of a margin call, but you can't withdraw freely out of your account. So I can withstand over 20% correction. I can withstand a 30% correction. You saw that I withstood the 20% correction in the portfolio in October, but I can withstand from here a 30% correction and withdraw freely from my account, travel the world, go do whatever I want. Okay, like I said, I'm back from Europe. I spent a month in Europe. All right, and it never cost me anything because I lived out of my dividends. I also have my put options here. Okay, $100 in each of these put options, which I talk about as insurance in my margin e-guide, how to live freely out of your brokerage account using the power of margin and dividends. I use some put options there that I teach you how I do those as well as a form of insurance. So if the market falls, my dividends are going to pay back my margin, so I don't even mind. So, the leverage doesn't bother me. And but also if the market were to crash, I would clean up on the other end using these put options. Okay, I used to have a Cornerstone short, but now the premiums in Cornerstone are so low, I don't have much of a Cornerstone short as a hedge anymore. I was boxing the hedge, and I made videos on that as well. If you're ever interested, and it really helped us during the downturn of October. In the month of October, I really cleaned up on those short options, not options, short investments. Okay, I have short options, and I have short positions. Okay, two different kinds of shorts. All right, so the market's down. Okay, the market's opened up. Let's see what we're at on a given day in this market. Okay, so we're down 0.43%, and if you look above, the Nasdaq's down 0.19, the Dow's down 0.22. See, to me, this is typical because this is coming from Cornerstone today. 2100, we're down in Cornerstone. To me, that's typical because it's had such a big run. All right, so I don't mind that I'm down fractionally, 0.43%, even when using all this margin. And usually by the end of the day, Cornerstone corrects and ends up matching the indexes, usually. So the way I'm getting back my dividends is through the drip. Okay, I'm just going to let my 21% dividend from here on out, all right, compound up. So this 150,000 that you see, all right, it's going to grow as my drips come in from Cornerstone. Okay, so if I'm making 8,000 a month in Cornerstone, do a 20% times 20% on 8,000. So you're making like 1,000 extra a year per month. Okay, as you drip these dividends. So if I go for 12 more months, I'm going to get my income up by about another 10K approximately. So that's how I'm replacing the lost income from selling Cornerstone, and it'll have its dividend reset at the beginning of the year next year. So that's where I'm going to get my income back, is off the drips. And then I took the rest of the proceeds of what I sold out of Cornerstone, and I bought obviously some Defiance funds. We're doing really well on these. I mean, I collect $1,000 a month in Defiance funds. So, here it shows that we're down 15 and 1,000 in Defiance, but we've collected maybe 4,000 worth of dividends already. So, and we're about to collect another month's worth of dividends next month. So this is working exactly how I need it to work. Defiance funds. It just gives me the cash flow that I need to declare to banks so I can qualify for loans, so I can live financially free without a job. You need a pay stub or dividends to qualify for loans. People say to me all the time, well, Todd, I don't want to necessarily apply for loans with Cornerstone or with my dividends. No, I don't necessarily apply for loans. Like, yes, I do get personal loans and business loans, but I mean, just to get a loan for a house or a car, okay, you have to have a pay stub for that, and you have to work a job for that, and that's the trade-off for your time and energy spent at a job. I don't have to spend the time at a job. I can just use these dividends from these these income producing assets that cash flow themselves in less than 1 or 2 years. The dividends from Cornerstone, 20% dividend, will pay it back in 5 years, 20% times 5 years. QQQY and JEPY, they have, let's say, 50% dividends, so they should cash flow in about 2 years. All right, and everything else from there is icing on the cake. Will it go to zero? These Defiance funds, they could keep falling, so they just do a reverse stock split, which doesn't affect anything. It just raises the share price for you, and then you just keep collecting dividends, in theory, off of these assets. So that's how I got a lot of my lost income back, was from Defiance funds, and I'm letting the drip roll in for Cornerstone. I'm going to be selling my Cornerstone drips this year for the next 2 months. All right, to knock my margin down to about 135. But then next year, I'm going to let the drips grow. Okay, I'm going to just let them compound, and that will replace my lost income. And now I have plenty of cash left, as I told you, about $1 million of purchasing power. So I'm waiting for any dip in the market to add more to my income producing names. I just trimmed some triples at the open today. You didn't even notice that, but I was up 10.5 in UPRO, so I sold 500. And then I was up, a little bit in TQQ, so I sold 400 of that to rebalance it back to 8. And I'm looking to rebuy these triples on any dips, and I'm going to explain to you those strategies that I use with triple leverage ETFs in the next video. Okay. I have a video coming up on Tesla and on the triple leverage ETFs, how I'm using all three of these to, again, not only keep my income where it's at, but to get the performance optimized to where we're still able to beat the indexes and collect dividends so you can live financially free out of your brokerage account without a job. And then those dividends pay back the margin. The margin will be gone at the end of the year. My account will be plus, 150,000. So I'll be at 533, around 600,000, and my debt will be at zero, assuming a flat market from here. All right, so that'll do it for the video, guys. If you need help doing what I'm doing, living financially free out of your brokerage account, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. If you need help understanding maintenance and margin, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide. Cornerstone, how to play it properly, Volume 4 e-guide. And remember, when you buy my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life and my phone number for life. So keep that in mind, okay? If you like the video, click like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.